everyone, this is me, Trina, coming to you as Delicious Diva. Thank you so much for tuning in. Look forward to what I'm going to fix today, which is an Alfredo sauce with spinach, and then I'm going to have a surprise bang at the end that is really delicious. Before we get started today, wanted to say, of course, I have my heels on. I'm just not allowed to cook without them on because, as I said in my previous video, my feet just get extremely tired. The next thing that I wanted to address is, I believe, the second video that I put up. Was that the second? Yeah, the second video that I put up with the tropical platter. I put chicken and pork in the same marinade at the same time. And a couple people have asked me either via text or phone call or when they saw me in person, you put chicken and pork together in a marinade? Yes, you can put two raw meats together in a marinade. The problem would be if I put raw meat inside of the marinade and then use some of the juices and put it on top of the cooked meat. Then it would be cross-contamination and you would get sick. But putting two raw meats in the same marinade, absolutely nothing wrong with that. I've always done that. And that's no such thing as cross-contamination because they're both raw. And you're going to cook them and you're going to cook them until they're done. So we're cool with that, okay? The next thing that I wanted to say is thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Please subscribe if you are able. I think you do need a Gmail account for that. And if there is anything that you would like to see me do on this channel, the next time I will be doing some seafood. So if there's anything that you would like to see me do that I haven't done yet, please let me know in the comments and I'll be sure to get to you. Alright, so today I'm getting ready to get started. This is just some sun-dried tomatoes, some shallots and garlic, and these are mushrooms. So what I'm getting ready to do is make my homemade Alfredo sauce, and I think I said this in a previous one, but when my clients have babies, I would always take them some homemade pasta with some chicken and shrimp and everything. This is just the basic way that I make my Alfredo sauce. There are a couple other ways that I make it, but today I'm just going to make it this way. And if you hear something sizzling, that's my surprise at the end. Alright, so let's get started. First I'm going to do some EVO. And the pan was already hot. And to that I am going to add my mushrooms. I want to sizzle. I can already tell that I'm going to need a little bit more oil. Actually, I'm going to up the mushrooms. I absolutely love mushrooms. And I will need a little more oil for that. And also to this, I am going to add my shallots and my smashed cloves of garlic. I just smashed them a little bit just to get a little bit of the flavor out of them. And we are just going to do this until this is all softened. And then I will be back to show how I do the actual sauce for it. Okay. See ya. Okay, so the thing about cooking mushrooms is you do want the flame on high so that it doesn't pull a lot of the water out. So if you can have the flame on high, to hurry up and cinch it and seal all of the water in. And another thing about when you're doing mushrooms, you do not want to add salt until the end because that will also pull a lot of water. Then instead of having a seared mushroom, you'll end up with more of a soft boiled mushroom. And I just don't want that. So my flame is up pretty high, but this is an electric cooktop, so you won't see the flame, but it's not on high, but it's definitely way above medium. So wanted to put that in there, but it sure smells good. And I can't wait for the finished product. I like to get mine really nice and toasty. Another thing, oh, I forgot. Another thing that I do sometimes when I am doing my mushrooms is I actually take lemon juice about, well, it depends on how much mushrooms I'm doing, but I take lemon juice and boil it and then add my mushrooms to that until the lemon juice cooks off. And once the lemon juice cooks off, you have the twanginess of the lemon juice in the mushroom, and the mushroom is a really gorgeous brown. And I normally just sprinkle that over top of a cheesy pasta dish, and you just have that twang with the pasta and the cheese, and it's just really, really delicious. So I'm not going to do that today with this, and the only reason I'm not doing it today with this is because I kind of forgot about that, because it's been a minute since I cooked it. Okay, so what I've done is, to the same pan that I had the mushrooms in, I transferred them to a bowl. And then I added half a stick of butter, let it melt, and once that melted, I added about 2 tablespoons of flour, whisked the butter with the flour, and then poured in chicken broth, maybe about 2 cups, 2.5 cups, and just whisking it together to make sure there are no lumps. And as you can see, this has started a nice, these are, the brown spots are scrapes of mushroom. So it started a nice little mushroom type gravy looking something. So to that, what I'm going to do is now add about a cup of heavy whipping cream. A cup and a shallot of heavy whipping cream. I'm going to put a little bit of pepper in here. And I'm going to put, okay, a little bit of granulated garlic. That was probably about a tablespoon. And then I'm just going to put a sprinkle of rock salt, probably about a half of a teaspoon. So that's nice and flavored. And to this, I am going to add my sun-dried tomatoes, organic baby spinach, and I want this on low. And actually this is a little thick, so what I'm going to do is thin this out. What I'm going to add is a cup of hot water and 1 bouillon cube. To my mushroom broth and stuff. And now I'm going to have to keep stirring until that bouillon cube is all melted in here. So this is really not the ideal way to do it, but I've been doing this a long time and I'm confident and it's fine. But normally what you want to do is take a cup of boiling water and you drop your bouillon into that, and then that's your broth. Okay, so that's all nice and seasoned and it's the consistency that I want, not thick. And to that I am going to add some spinach. I'm going to add a little bit more spinach to this. And as you know, it could look like you're using a ton of spinach, but actually once you cook it, you have strings of spinach. So we're just going to get that all nice and flavored in here. I think I did say that if you blacken shrimp, this goes good with that. And actually now you can do any kind of meat that you want. Me personally right now, I am not eating carbs because Delicious Diva has to lose a little bit of her deliciousness. A little bit of my glitter has to disappear. So I'm not eating carbs right now. What I'm going to do is just go on and bam all the spinach in there. Kaboom. And this is going to cook down for about 5 minutes or so. And to that I am going to add a container. Sometimes I'll do like a whole block of Parm or Parmigiano cheese. Okay, so I'm going to just sprinkle that. Okay, so I'm going to let this cook down just a couple more minutes. And then I'm going to taste it to make sure that it's all seasoned right, although I know it is. But I'm just doing that for you guys because I was told I didn't taste one thing, and so now you'll never get me with that again. So as you can see, it's nice and cheesy, which that's probably not going to help with me cutting down on all my deliciousness, but everything in moderation, right? And exercise. When we come back in 1 second without a commercial, you're going to see how I plate this, put it in my platter, and what my surprise topping is. That is really, really good. Alright, see you in a second, as if we're really going anywhere. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is taste the sauce. As you can see, all I've done is transferred it to one of my bowls. So I'm going to just give this a taste. Perfection. And I'm gonna add my mushrooms in there. Mushroom, shallots, and garlic. Sun-dried tomatoes. It's so good. Now what you could do, as I said before at this part, is you would have boiled your pasta, and to your pot while it was on the stove, you would have just added your cooked, drained, rinsed pasta into this. But I'm not doing that because I'm cutting back on carbs. Okay, so all I did was take this, a little bit of EVO, and brown it in a skillet. Then I took my cast iron skillet, put it on 500 in the oven, and let it cook for about 15-20 minutes. I know that it's done. And now, here's how I would plate it. Not that I need it, not that I should have it, but it just makes it nice. So actually this skin is like crackling, and it's just going to be really good and crunchy. I know it's not like the quickest way to get some of my deliciousness off of me, but a girl's gotta live, right? So maybe the spinach will help take off some of the skin effect from the chicken. But anyway, this is extra, extra delicious, and since this is my plate and I'm not double dipping after I ate off of it, I can just taste this sauce again. I'm just too good. No, I'm joking. No, I'm not. Okay, well, this is my rendition of some mushroom kind of Alfredo sauce with spinach, sun-dried tomatoes, and shallots, with some crispy, crackling, fried, oven fried kind of chicken thighs. And if you do this, please tag me in it on IG, Deliciousdiva5, and also on YouTube. I'd be happy to see what you do if you think you'd like it as much as I know I like it. So in honor of a show that I watch and in honor of a certain person on that show, I'm going to do a Delicious Diva twirl. There you have it.